Here's our van. It's kind of old, kind of yucky.
Kind of like me.
Right before the entire world went into lockdown, we were super lucky to explore Tasmania. We spent 10 nights in a bargain camper van. When I say bargain, I don't just mean the company we rented from, it was a literal budget-friendly van. Parts didn't work, we were told to bring it back however, as long as it still drives. We circumnavigated the island from Launceston to the western coast, the southern coast, Cradle Country, and back to Launceston. Tasmania is a small island state of Australia. It's about the size of Ohio or Sri Lanka. Most people thinking of Tasmania conjure up images of the fearsome Tasmanian devil. Thanks, Looney Tunes. In reality, they are really rare and shy animals. We didn't see any. We did see plenty of the incredibly cute wildlife such as platypus, wombats, and pademelons. A what a melon? The super cute pademelon. However, I'm getting ahead of myself. Back to the van. During our road trip, we camped in free spaces and drove in beautiful places. Here's our trip, our itinerary, and our favorite things to see on beautiful Tasmania.
We did it. We just got our van from Launceston. It's a stick. It's just the stick is in the dashboard, which is actually pretty convenient. It's just a very, very clutchy stick. Like, none of it's very smooth, so I never know what gear we're in.
After getting our van, the first step is getting supplies and groceries. And then we hit the road in the land of sheep as we head towards the coast. First stop, Scamander, at a campground called Shelley Point. It's a free site that we found on Campermate. It had good reviews, and it's right on the beach.
It's our first night. We're the only ones here. I guess it's still kind of early, so other people could show up. Yeah, this is pretty great. This is pretty solid first night. So we went to cook dinner. I couldn't get our LPG tank open. Normally you just turn the valve with your hand, and I'm like, man, this sucks. So I get the pliers out and I'm trying to crank on it. Nothing's working. I unscrewed some stuff. We're monkeying around for a good 20 minutes to the point where like I'm yelling at the canister. We decided to hop in the van, drive back to town, and I didn't even make it inside the gas station. I just saw two guys who looked pretty handy in the parking lot, and I was just like, hey guys, I got a question with that LPG thing. I don't want to blow up. Can you help us out? And they were super sweet. One of them's named Gavin. He's like, yeah, no worries. And he like unrolls a thing of awesome tools, and I was like, yes. Now he like took off the nozzle. It turns out that someone before us stripped it, so it wasn't really turning the valve to open it or close it. And it was all the way open, but it was still sort of spinning, so like you couldn't open it anymore. That's why I couldn't get it to budge. It was all the way open. So,
Which is super dangerous.
it's not great. You don't want to drive with it open. We got one of our burners doesn't really work, so it's probably going to take us a while to boil water. But the sun is still up, and it's like 7, and we're hopefully still the only ones at the campsite.
Our spot was still here. Yeah, we're a little upset about delaying our whole evening and the fact that things in our van don't quite work, so we'll deal with that tomorrow.
Good morning on a perfect sunrise in Scamander, the most perfect morning with coffee and crosswords, and then we head to go explore some big trees at the Blue Tier. Google's not always correct in Tasmania. It told us to get off the main highway and onto a dirt road, which was totally unnecessary. Stay on the Tasman Highway until the second turnoff, then follow the directions to the Blue Tier.
day 2 here in Tasmania. It's been really quiet because it's March. Oh, bird. It's March, so there aren't that many tourists as the weather starts getting a little colder. And, you know, there's the big health crisis, so there aren't that many people traveling. Is that a spider? But, so we've got the place to ourselves. And we're doing the big tree walk.
The forest feels primordial, like we've stepped into another time. We finally reached the big tree, the widest living tree in Australia. Remarkably, the hollow would not have begun forming until the tree was around 150 years of age. They estimate this tree is hundreds and hundreds of years old.
It's so rare to see trees this big. They just get chopped down, and these are hundreds of years old to reach this size.
But this forest is gonna get logged starting next month.
Yeah, so sad.
Back at the camper van, we hit the road and head towards the coast and the Bay of Fires conservation area. This iconic bay has all these bright orange rocks and brilliant blue water. We feel like we're on a tropical island, except the water's really cold.
We made it down to Bay of Fire. Hiking around, it's stupid beautiful. It's the middle of March. The water's cold, but the day is hot. We got our hats on. Not that many people here. Climbed over a bunch of rocks. Now we're at this beautiful white sand beach. Pretty great. I like Tasmania a lot. There she is. Smells really good. Very cool.
No! We headed to our free campsite, a cozy corner south, snagged a spot right on the beach, and enjoyed a really lovely night. We cooked dinner in our van as we stared at the ocean and had the best sunset ever. The next morning, we hit the road and drove south. We headed towards the Bicheno Blowhole. Sean loves our new thermoses, and the Bicheno Blowhole is blowing.
Here comes the blowhole.
Blowing, blowing, blowing.
Ready?
Oh my gosh, that was a big one!
From the Bicheno Blowhole, we continued our way south to Freycinet National Park. We spent the afternoon hiking in Sleepy Bay and walking along the Cape Tourville Lighthouse and Lookout Track.
The view from here is kind of bonkers. We went to Sleepy Beach, Sleepy Bay, Sleepy something, and now we're at the lighthouse. And the views are absurd.
It's a lighthouse party. I'm a fur seal.
Pretty good impersonation. You're a fur seal, but you're not an Australian fur seal. They're a little bigger.
After a great day in Freycinet National Park, we headed to our free campsite at Swan River. We parked in the sandy lot across from a beautiful river bay. It was low tide and we watched the sunset over the Hazards Mountains as we planned our hike for the next morning in Freycinet.